Hi, this is Atul with Sandeep presenting our codes for our Practicum project. We have picked up Project 3, Apple's product sentiment analysis. So initially we started extracting our data from Twitter and running through these APIs and authentication codes. We have used search query iPhone X in English language, and this is the data we have getting in JSON language. In the next line of code, we keep the relevant information and move ahead. Initially, we are facing a lot of problem in extracting the Twitter data. So we have decided to use Kaggle data for testing and training our model. So yeah. So we have imported our Kaggle data in Jupyter Notebook, and we have decided to go further. So we have kept our data in GitHub to remove our resource allocation problem in our local machine. In the next line of code, we are dealing with the missing values. We are dropping all the missing values and dealing with the neutral rating. Now Sandeep will take it forward for the further code analysis.
Thanks, Atul. So this is what Atul was explaining, that this is the training data we are using, and we have just tried to put it in binary. So we could get the 1 and zeros, and then we have pulled scikit-learn to test and train the data, and to divide it in different formats. After this, we have used the bag of words vectorization, which we have learned in text analytics course. And bag of words is like splitting all the sentences in words and finding their frequency. We have used a minimum DF of 5, so anything which is 5% and less will be removed. And we have used n-gram 1 and 2, and then we have used the training data, which we have splitted above. After the vectorization, we see that we are getting more than 100,000 vectors. Then we have used the logistic regression model, and we have tried to train our data on this one. And we see the score of 96%, which is very good. So we have decided to pull the top 10 positive and negative words, and we see that these are really positive and negative words, which we see in real life. And then we have tested this data against our Kaggle data model, and we see that most of the sentiments are positive against this training. And we have taken the mean, and now we wanted to find what is the words which are frequently used in this test data. So we have used the stop words and other things, and then we have taken out the test data which we have pulled from Kaggle, and we see that with iPhone we have better word and phone and other things. So we have decided to go one step ahead and do the sentiment with text blob as well, which we have learned in text analytics course. And through text blob we have set the sentences into sentiments, and then those sentiments into positive, negative, and neutral, and then we have plotted those sentiments. The same thing we have done with the Twitter data. This Twitter data we have collected in small chunks, and then we have merged to make a final DF, which is DF final. We have concatenated everything based on the column names, and you see this is how the data looks like. So if you see, we have a model which we have already trained, and now we'll test that model against this Twitter data, and we see that again sentiment is positive. The same thing we are going to do with this Twitter data as well. We do the word cloud, and we see that we are getting a lot of garbage. Then we have cleaned it. This is a boilerplate which we have got the information from our text analytics course, and after cleaning we do the tokenization and the stop words, and then we have just plotted against the word cloud, and we see that this time we are getting good information. The same thing we have done with this Twitter data as well, with the text blob to get the sentiments and then the plotting. So you see in most of all the test data, we see that most of the time the sentiments are positive for this product, and the Kaggle data is very old, and the Twitter data is very new, so we see there's not much of a reduction in sentiment against the Apple product.